So first, I'm just showing you here. We have to go to that. It's simply on that uh, browser. This is a simple browser. What you have to type, just note it down. teams.microsoft.com/download. Just check it out. What you have to do, just go to your browser. On the address bar, type teams.microsoft.com/download. teams.microsoft.com/download, right? So you have to do these things first. Whenever you will do it, so what will come, that a page will come from where you can download the Teams. First, the option that will pop up like this, that switch to India English. You can just do it, switch to English India. So I'm doing like this way. So when you will be doing like this way, so here you having the option download for desktop, right? And download for mobile. So you can scroll it down, you can check what you can do. And there is a demo also, that also you can check. There is an option for Apple device also. So all these application you will get from here. Simply download it, and whenever you will download it, in both the cases, it may be the desktop, laptop, or you are downloading for that mobile phone. For all the cases, it will ask you to log in. So how to log in? So login is that simple. You have to do login. Just type your user ID and password which you have received from your regional office. Just log in, and then you will be getting your Teams that all set for you, right? So now what you will do first, that thing that principal has to do. So if anyone is very much good or tech savvy in your school, so what you can do is you can just help your principal to do like this same thing which we are doing, like to do it, right? So what I am doing is automatically I have the Teams application through which I am giving you the demo. So I am putting you here. That way also you can just on the Teams, right? So I'm just putting the Teams over here. So it's a teams.microsoft.com, but you don't need to do like this way, because whenever you will log in with the apps, so it's better performance you will be get every time. And there is a option if you are using apps. So in the through the app, suppose you are just playing a video in that PowerPoint or any video, or that directly YouTube, you would like to show something to your students. What will happen, that clear sound, that internally we having a mechanism. So from there it will directly just go to that particular student. So particular or all students it will go, right? So we having the option that facility is only available for the desktop application. You will not get it in web app. Here I am putting it in web app. So in this way also sometimes you can just do it. So like this, I'm just putting it here. So logged in, then I will give that password. Then whenever you will give the password, so it will start to log in for you. So when the Teams is ready, that both the applications, if you are using a desktop app or that web app, both the places when the Teams will open, so it will just looks like all the Teams will be available over there. In between, what I am doing is, this is a particular file, PDF file we have shared with all of you. Here it's a very simple way you can just check. So Teams creation, that virtual class creation is not required for you, because that already we have created. You will be getting the classes that with the student added over there. But anyone would like to create a virtual class on their own if you want, or suppose there is a which virtual class we have created or your NVS has created, so you would like to create a separate. So this is the process you are getting 1, 2, 3 like this. So here you will be getting creating virtual class. This is first how to log in. Second is that creating virtual class. Third, it is adding student in the virtual class. Fourth is in that posting conversation, how you can do. See, we know that you are taking class from last 1 year, you are using Zoom or you are using Google platform, right? So that is only for taking online class, that is not a virtual class. So here your school is a physical classroom, here we are creating virtual classroom. So whenever the teacher want, they can put anything on that virtual classroom. When student want, they can just go to the virtual classroom, they can download the notes or they can download anything that teacher have been given over there or posted over there, they can just download from there, right? So there is a good opportunity for that student also, they can just download anything from there anytime. So round the clock their virtual class is open, so they can just go and they can download it, right? Next is that here you will be getting scheduling online class, how you will schedule the class. So that all this 1 2 3 4 all the step wise you will be getting over there. In that meeting, how you will deliver, what the key option is which for, that all these things we have explained that proper way, right? So you can get all these things over there, right? So this is the way. Now I am just moving back here. So this is my Teams platform. So whenever a school will open, basically for the principal first, that principal when they will open the Teams, so it looks like this. So all the classes, principal is the part of all the classes. So what they have to do, they have to, that simple classes, how you are going to get, it's a class 7 science, right? Like this way you will be getting class 8 your school name, first your school code, then class 8, then math, your school code, class 6 EVS. So like this you will be getting over there, right? So what principal has to do when you will be getting classes like this, so you just simply go to your classes, each and every classes principal has to go, and they will be getting in this particular position, they will be getting an option called active class. So principal has to click the active class, the class will be activated. So class will be activated. When class will be activated, students also, that respective student will be getting that class when they will log in. So when they will log in, they will be also getting that class like this over there, right? Now, student can see it, but teacher can't see. Teacher, that principal has to that add that respective particular teachers over there, right? So like class science, so suppose it's Mr. XYZ or just Mrs. XYZ is responsible for taking this class, right? So what they have to do, so this is that particular 3 dot, this is very much important. You should take this option, these 3 dots. I'm just hovering the mouse over here, right? So you check it out, this is very much important, this particular place. Just come to this place, there is an option called manage team. They have to click to manage team. Whenever they will click that manage team, they will be getting that classroom over here. But here this particular, all these, they will be just are not there, because these are classes are this is that only faculty, means that owner, means only principals will be there, no any other faculty will be part of this particular class. So what they have to do, they have to, the principal has to add the member. How they will add member, this is the add member. So simply click over there, add member, this add member. There are 2 options, students and teachers. So principal has to go to teachers. If there is any mistake from the student side, you can add from here, or any teacher, just simply click on that. Like suppose here, this is the dummy. So I am not able to do it, but any faculty, whenever you will be just give that name over of that particular teacher or that unique ID, you have that each and every teachers and student having a separate ID. So whenever you will type this ID over here, so automatically they will reflect over here. Simply click over here and click on add. Automatically that faculty will be added over here, right? So again, I am repeating this thing. So principal, they have to come each and every classes. Then they have to go to this active class. First here, they will be getting that active class option. Click that active class, class will be activated, and students are, they can see this one. They will have to go to this 3 dots option. In this 3 dots option, they have to click that manage team. So click that manage team. In that manage team option, they will be getting over here that add members. Click the add member. There are two separate things. For the student, if they would like to add the student, don't add in the student field to the teachers. So what will happen? The student teacher cannot control the class. They cannot schedule the class. They cannot do anything, right? So come to the teachers tab and add it. So it's very important. Come to the teachers tab and then add it. Otherwise, you are not that teacher will be not owner of the class, and until and unless the teacher is not owner, they can't do anything over there. They cannot control the class, right? So respective teacher you have to add over here, that who is responsible for this class. So like this you have to add and activate the class, then add the teachers over there. So you will be getting from the 6 onwards that 7 math, 8 math, 9 math. So all these classes separately over there. So only you have to activate and you have to add respective teachers over there, right? So this is first step. Second step, what you can do is, suppose you have a class like this way. So you have to add the channel. So whenever you will the first time when you will do it, so it's like this. So you will be getting a general channel. In the general channel, as a principal, you can just add conversation. What kind of conversation? You can give a notice. You can give any kind of instruction. General channel is only for the giving instruction to the student. And as a principal, you can come to any class, any general channel, and you can just make an announcement for whole school. How you will do it? Just see the steps. You have to come to the general channel in any class, then come to the new conversation. In that new conversation, there is a first option called, this is called that format. Click that format. There is an option new conversation, or in that drop down menu you will be getting announcement, right? So under general tab, go to new conversation. In the new conversation, there is an option format. Just come to this drop down menu, click on announcement. When you will do the announcement, suppose you can do like this way, anything, right? So like annual exam, right? So you can just put that annual exam schedule over there. Now you are announcing only for this particular class? No. What you have to do? So here you can just control, everyone can reply, or you can just moderate it. Moderate it means only you can reply. Nobody can reply on this announcement. You should do like this way, right? Nobody can reply. Now post multiple channel. So you have, suppose you have that 30 classes, right? 30 sections and 30 classes over there. So what you have to do, that post is multiple channel. Now you have to click that, select that select channel. In the select channel option, you just choose the general channel of all the respective classes. So everywhere it will be posted at a time in general classes. So it will be posted everywhere, right? So principal can give an announcement over here, right? So it's a very easy way. You have to do the practice from here. You have to do the announcement. You and moderators can reply, post in multiple channel. When you will click select channels, select all the classes general channel. So in a one shot, you can just post it to all the channel, right? So in this way, you can just create that posting in multiple teams as a principal or vice principal or that school coordinator, anyone. Next is that how you will create. Only you will be getting general, right? Everybody will be getting only general channel. So chapter wise channel you can create. Like here they have created the chapter 1, that chapter 2 rest and motion. Like this you can create over here, right? How you will create? Just simply come to this particular this particular place, right? You just come this from where we have did manage channel, right? So here we are not doing that manage channel. The next option is add channel. You click this add channel. Here suppose I am putting it chapter 3, right? I'm putting that chapter 3, and you can write it down any kind of that whatever that chapter, that suppose cell, right? So here I am putting that suppose cell, a cell structure, like this you would like to. Now click here, this channel automatically show channel, everyone's channel list, so student can see automatically. Add this channel, so whenever you will be adding, what will happen, so it will be added in that particular left hand side. You are getting this is cell structure. Why bifurcation is required? Now you can say that okay, in general channel also we can take. Yes, you can take the classes in general channel also, but thing is that you can just do it over here one places, like that chapter 1 or rest and motion. Suppose in rest and motion you can just post anything by pressing up @ you will be getting all of your students, right? So if I have the student like this, that student also I can just ask the question. I can ask what is motion, right? So in that case, what will happen, that particular student will just get to know that teachers had mentioned me, and then ask the question for me. That other student will not reply. They can reply, but that this particular student is responsible for this. So you just come to the conversation, put the @ symbol, and then tag to any student. This is tagging, right? This is called tagging. You can tag any student. Each and every channel, there is a post section, next is the file section. In the file section, you can upload the files, that whatever that notes for this particular chapter, rest and motion, you can upload the files over here. So student can just they can just come to any time. Teacher is not like that when they are taking class, that time they have to come and they have to just upload that files. Anytime they can come and they can upload the files over here, right? So they can upload, this is the upload option. They can files or folder, whatever they would like to upload, they can upload over here. Every channel having that files option. Now, there is a difference in general channel. In general channel also you will getting a files option. In that files option, you will get to know there is a folder called class material. This particular class material folder, if you upload anything, student cannot delete that file, student cannot edit that file, only they can read the file, right? In every virtual class under general channel, you will be getting an option called files. In that files, there is a folder called class materials. Go to class material, upload the files. In that file is secure for the teachers. They can, whatever they will upload, student cannot delete or student cannot modify this thing, right? So today what we will see, we'll just learn few things. One thing we'll first learn that something post, something files, and then scheduling online class. First we'll schedule that through the calendar, how we'll schedule the classes. Next we'll see that assignment, how we can give the assignment to the students. Maybe it is that quiz assignment or it is descriptive type of assignment, right? So both these things we'll learn. Here also you will be getting that assignment is already we have given how we can just do that, create assignment, that create quiz, review assignment. So creating quiz using Microsoft Forms, all step-by-step options are there. You can see from here also, but still we'll discuss on this with you. In last slide, you will be getting some video, right? These are very, you can go to that YouTube video. This is that video. All these things are available over here. Creating virtual classroom, that scheduling online class, creating quiz, everything are there. Small videos are there, right? This is all these things are there. You can just simply click that link and just watch video if by chance anywhere you are stuck, right? Otherwise, you having this ready materials with you, you just use this ready material whenever you will stuck, and you just togetherly, you just in class you do the practice. So it will take only hardly 2 days to come straight with this particular application. After that, it's a very much easy for you to do it. Another thing is there. So these materials with you, another thing you will be getting with you, that is the thing is that you are getting an option whenever you will in class, in your class you will be getting this. The first option is NVS learning. Just go to the NVS learning. There also you will be getting a lot of videos, lot of documents, so that also you can take help. But I think so this particular document is enough for you. You are getting the videos as well as you are getting all this document in your hand. So handbook is very much handy for you. So use these things, and I think you can just do it, and just will see that how we can just create online meetings, and what we'll do in online meetings, how we can restrict that meetings right from the student, otherwise student will disturb in your class. And then the both the quiz, how we can just do the quiz for normal quiz as well as normal assignment, how we can throw over there. There you will be getting an option just on your there is an option like few people they have asked the question, you having a chat option. Please use the chat for asking the question. Will end of the slide will just deliver the session to give you the answer of you, right? So in the meanwhile we have another professional trainer for on Microsoft Teams, Ms. Pallavi Saxena. I am just handing over this session to her. Please, you just enjoy the session, and whatever the question you do chat, so we can just reply of your query.
So hello everyone. So I'm going to start from how to use Microsoft Teams, right? And how to because Kaushik has already explained you some of the points in Microsoft Teams. So you know how to download it, right? This is already explained by Kaushik. So I'm just going to start from here, like how to schedule a classes, how to schedule an assignment, how to take classes, what is the things you have to follow, what is the meeting options you have to use in the particular meeting, right? So let's suppose this is your class, class 6th and class 5th, right? So you have to enter into this class, right? So as explained you earlier, and also Kaushik has explained you, like there is a one general channel, you will get this channel, and the other channel you have to schedule by your own, or you have to create by your own, but this is the by default channel that you can use. Why? Because here in this channel you will get all the tabs for post, file, class, notebook, assignment, right? So post, files, and assignment and grade we can see today, but class, notebook not, because this is a quite huge topic. So this we will going to discuss later on. Okay. So in the general channel there's a post. In post, as Kaushik explained you can share the announcement, and you can just post any announcement, any notice for your student that you can use, right? And in that post section there is a lot many apps which you can use. Like suppose you want to use a YouTube app in the post section to share some YouTube links with the student, so you can just go with this three dot in the post section and you can write down YouTube, right? And then this particular apps will be visible here. Okay, this kind of things. I have already installed YouTube in my system or in my application, you can see. So this way you can just go to the three dot, suppose this way, go to the three dot and type YouTube here, right? So this way, and then you have to click on add, then this app will be available here. You can search any topic. Let's suppose for this Newton law I can type. Suppose this I want to search for the from the YouTube, that I can type, so it will show me the different options. So whatever link I like, which I want to share with the student, I can use that link and I can share with the student. Right. So this way it will work. So you can use this particular app. So accordingly, you can just click on here and you can find out more apps. You can click on more apps. So whatever app suits you, which you want to use in your class, you can click on that and you can enable this app in the post section and you can share the link with the student. Right. So this way you can use post section. Next is file. So file is something like a kind of folder in your system. This way it will work. So let's suppose here you can see I have created a folder like maths, history. This way you can create the folder and you can put down your notes and any kind of things that you want to share with the student directly. So in spite of going to share with each and every student one by one, you can use this file tab, create a folder and put down your things in that folder. So what is going to happen? it will basically your student will get this things from the folder, right? So this way it will work. Now how to create a folder? You click on new, click on folder, right? Write down the name of the folder. Let's suppose English, right? This way, English, and click on create. So once you click on create, English folder will be visible here, and you can just upload a document in that folder which you want to upload and you want to share with your student. So this way you can upload the document, okay? And then the student will find out that particular document from here. So you can see this particular document is uploaded in the file tab, right? So this way you can create the folder and just organize the things in better way. So this is the important of file tab, and whatever you are going to save in the file tab, it is not going to save in your system. It is directly save in the cloud, right? So this is basically saving your system memory. So whatever folder you have kept in your system, you can just move here by clicking on upload and upload the folder from there, right? So this way it will work. And let's suppose you want to use the Microsoft Word document directly in the Microsoft Team in spite of moving to your system. You can click on new and you can find out the Word, Excel, PowerPoint here. So it is not required that that particular document is either installed in your system or not. It is directly, if it is not, or if you have previous version, no problem, you can directly use the latest version from here. You can click on Word document, write down the name. Let's suppose you're going to create some notes for physics. So you can write down physics and then click on create. So you can see the Word file is directly open in Microsoft Teams with the latest version called 2019 version. Right. So all the features you will get, you can write down here, write anything on that document. Let's suppose this way. And you don't have to save it, directly close it, right? So it is directly going to save in that things. So you can see physics doc, right? Few seconds ago. So this way you can create a Word, PowerPoint, Excel. So all this thing you can create directly here, right? So this is about the file tab. And there is one folder called class material. So this is by default folder, right? This is not created by me. This is created by system. Once you create the classes, so this is automatically get created. So the use of class material is that whatever you are going to upload in this class material, this is just as a read-only copy. So you can see in this page, read-only class file go here. Student can read this file, but only teacher can edit, right? So whatever you are going to put in this class material, this student can only read that file. But if they want to edit it, if they want to write something their own on this file, they are not allowed to do so, right? So that's why if you want, like, student can't do some editing on your file, so you can put down that file on the class material, right? Otherwise, whatever folder you are going to create and whatever files you are going to upload in that folder, it is being editable from the student end, right? So this is the advantage of using class material. And next thing is about assignment and grade, which I am going to tell you later on. Now, how to add a member in the class? You can click on manage team, right? And here you can see the owner and the member. So owner represent the teacher and member represent the student. So here I have 4 member, right? You can see 4 member. And if I want to add more member, I can click on add member, and then I can write down the student name which I want to add, or write down the teacher name which I want to add. So this way I can add the student or the teacher. So this is a one way of adding the student and the teacher. The second way of adding student on this class is you can click on this 3 dot again, just above the just in the side of the class. You can see this 3 dot, and you can click on get link to teams, right? So once you can just copy this link and you can share with your student, right? So what is going to happen once you share this link with the student, right, or with the person you want to get access, you can copy this link, you can share this link. So this is basically help in that case once you want to add the student in bulky manner. Let's suppose you want to add 100 student in your class. So in that case it is quite hectic for you if you are going to add member one by one. So you can directly share that link. Let's suppose this is my link. You can go to 3 dot, click on get link to team, copy it, and just share with the student. So what a student can do, student can just go there, right? They can just copy this link in the browser and then they can paste this link. Again, I'm typing, copying it. Okay. So they can go to the browser and they can paste this link, right? This way. So now once they paste this link, it will ask, a system will ask about the login ID and password. from the student of Microsoft Teams, right? So they have to put down login ID and password. Once they put down login ID and password, right? So you can see, because I have already opened this thing in my system, in my desktop, so it will not asking the same. But in your case, it is asking. You can click on your use the web instead. Then it will ask you about the login ID and password of the Microsoft Teams. Student have to enter that login ID and password of Teams. Then they have to click on join now. Once they click on join now, right? Once they click on join now, then what is going to happen? You will get a request in your Teams column. Let's suppose if it is allow me to do the same, just wait for some time. Click on use web instead, right? Okay, so it is just checking the credential. You can see it is checking down the credential. Okay, so it is taking some time, no problem. So what we can do, once you student click on join, then you will get a request in the pending request column, right? So accordingly, once you get the request, you have to accept or deny. So if you accept the student, then he or she will be a part of your class. If you deny, then he or she will not be a part of your class. So this is the way it will work. No request right now. When people ask to join your team, they will show up here. So it is like of knocking the door. So if you open the door, then this particular person will allow in this particular class. Otherwise, you just click on deny, right? So this way it will work. So you can share the link with the student to add bulk student in your class. Next is about channels. So here you can click on add channels. So channel means to divide the class into subject wise. Let's suppose this is a science class and you want to create a channels to divide the class into subject wise. So you can click on add channels, write down the channels name. Let's suppose I have already mentioned some of the chapters, right? So you can just mention, let's suppose you are going to teach pressure from on science. So you can write down the channel name and then click on add channel, right? So your channel will create it and you can just start teaching on that chapter related to that chapter notes only. So this will basically help you to categorize the things in better way. So this way you can just create your channels, right, in this particular class. So I hope this way you can create the channel. This way you can use the file tab. This way you can just use this particular class. Now next part is how to schedule the class, like how to schedule the online meetings with the student. Then you have to come on the calendar, right? In the calendar you can see the date and time. So I have scheduled lot many classes. You can see my classes here. So what you can do, you can click on plus new meeting, right? And then write down the title of your class. Let's suppose science class 01, right? Whatever it is, right? So you can write down, and here you have to select the time, and here is you can select the date, and here you can select the time. Okay, so here what is going to happen, according to the timetable which you will receive, you can mention the time and the date, right? So what is going to happen is, let's suppose you have a timetable and you want to schedule this class for today's 22 and tomorrow or any of the day, like let's suppose the next month. So you can choose accordingly the things, whatever timetable you have, right? And time also you can choose from here. So either is a 1 hour class, 2 hour class. So from there you can choose accordingly. And if your class is going for whole day, then you can select all day. So there is no end time, right? So this way you can do. And the next option is about does not repeat. So let's suppose you are creating this class for today only. You are not going to repeat this class tomorrow. So you can choose this option. But let's suppose you have a full week timetable with you, and you want to automate this meeting. Like you don't want to create the meeting on a regular day. You want to automate the meeting so that your meeting will be scheduled for whole week, right? So this way this option is also present here. So yeah, this you can just drop it down and you can see every weekdays. So it will going to schedule from Monday to Friday. And if you are going to select the daily, so it will include Saturday and Sunday also. Weekly you can schedule, monthly you can schedule, yearly you can schedule, and you can use the customize option to schedule the classes on an alternative days, but your time should be fixed, otherwise it will not work, right? So this way you can schedule start day and repeat every 1 day, 2 days. So this way you can customize and you can use the options, right? So this is the automation part. And now the thing is where you are going to schedule the class. What is the class name? So here, let's suppose I'm going to schedule on this class 0012 to class 6. And what is my channels where I want to schedule? Let's suppose I am going to teach about gravity on this class. So I can choose that channels, right? So it is going to schedule on that channels. And this is all. And here, what is going to happen? You are not writing down the student name or email ID one by one. You are just pulling whole classes. So all the student of that class will get the meeting link directly by pulling the class, right? And here add required attendees. Let's suppose the person you want to invite on this meeting don't have Office 365 IDs, or you want to invite some external guest on this meeting. So you can mention their email, Yahoo ID or Gmail ID on add required attendees column, right? Or you want to invite some person who belongs to your organization but does not belong to your class, so you can directly mention their email ID to invite that person on this meeting, right? And next is about the agenda, which is optional. So if you want to write down the agenda of this meeting, that you can write it down here, right? And click on send. So I'm going to schedule from to 4:30, and then I'm going to click on send, right? So now what is, let's see, where is my meeting? So it is going to be scheduled. You can see this is going to be scheduled here from this is my meeting. So if I move to my class, right, so I have chosen gravity, right, on this class. So you can see this meeting link will already get shared on the channel because I have used that channels on the meeting. So student can find that links from here and they can directly click on this meeting link to join the class, right? So this way it will work. Now the next options is go to the calendar again. Now you can see, so this meeting is just scheduled. You can see, so if I open this meeting again, so I want to do some addition on this. So I can, if I want to cancel, then I can click on cancelled meeting. If I want to get the link of this meeting, I can click on copy link. And there is some meeting options, like if you want to impose some restrictions on this meeting. Let's suppose you don't want your student can join this meeting before you join, right? So you want to you want like a student can take the approval from you, so you can impose such kind of restrictions on meeting options. So you can click on meeting options, right? And here in the meeting options, it is just open in your browser. Okay, meeting options. So maybe it will ask the login ID and password of your Teams, but if it is not, then because I have already opened the Teams in browser, that's why it is not asking. So who can bypass the lobby? So this is that option which I am talking about, right? So who can bypass the lobby means who can directly enter into the meeting, right? So here's not many options. So here is one option called everyone, means everyone means even external guest or anyone who get the meeting link can join your meeting without your permission, without knowing you, right? So this way, like let's suppose this is our meeting which we have selected everyone, so that's why all the people have joined without our permission. But if I select only me, then every person who is going to join this meeting can take my permission, right? So so for safety or security, you can make this only me, so that a student can take your permission. And then you have to, once you enter into the meeting, then you have to permit the student, then student can move into the meeting. And one option is called people in my organization. So this means only the people belongs to your organization can enter into the meeting. So this will include student also. So this option is also not valid for you if you want to impose the restriction. So for this, you can select only me. And who can present is also important, like who is the presenter of this meeting. Presenter have three rights called sharing the screen, muting all the participant, and removing participant from the meeting, do recording. So all this option is being present, being applicable for the presenter, right? So before making everyone as a presenter, you just think you are giving this right to everyone. So that's why you have to select only me or specific people or people in my organization, right? So if you are selecting only me, then other person in the backend side will act as an attendees. They don't have such rights. Only you have that right? So this kind of things you can do. And during the meetings or during the classes, if you want to make someone as a presenter, you can do it. But before that, our recommendation is you can make it only me, right? And allow mic for attendees, like you want to enable the mic or not. If you not, then it will going to on a disable mode, so student not able to unmute and speak, right? So their mic is totally disabled. if you click on no. And allow cameras, if you click on no, so camera is also not allow reactions means some kind of emoji available like clapping and smiley, so that also banned in the meeting. So these options you can choose accordingly and click on save. Right, so once you apply this settings, so what is going to happen here? Let's going to my meeting again. Let's suppose, so I am going to join this meeting, right? So I am as the organizer can join, no issue with that, right? Because I am the organizer or I am the person who have launched this meeting, so I can directly join because I am the faculty and I am the owner of this class, right? Now if the student try to join from their end, let's suppose this is my student account, you can see Deep Saxena. So this is my student, and let's suppose they want to join this meeting from their class. So let's suppose they click on, they can go to this particular channel and they click on join, right? So click on allowed. Okay, so off the mic and the camera and click on join now. So what message he is getting, you can see when we will let people in the meeting that you are waiting. So he is not allowed to enter in the meeting. Why? Because I have imposed the restrictions in the meeting window. Who can bypass the lobby? Only me, right? So this way he is not allowed to enter in the meeting. So what I can do, I can move to my window, right? And I can move to my window as a faculty, and you can see I can get a message Deep Saxena is waiting in the lobby. So if I click on show participant here, you can see I have to either approve it or deny it. So it's totally depends, right? So if I'm going to approve it, let's suppose I'm going to click on approved, then this person can directly enter into my meeting, right? If I'm seeing this person is not allowed, so I can click on deny. So I can click on approve. Now if I go to the Deep Saxena login again, so you can see this person is allowed to enter into the meeting. Admitting, this is allowing the person admitting, right? So once it is going to admitting, this person is allowed into the meeting, right? So just wait for some time. It is just after some time it will just enter that person into the meeting, right? So this way it will work. And what other options you can do in this chat? Let's suppose this is the only attendees, but during the session I want to make this as a presenter, so I can just make this person as a presenter, right? This way, so I can change their settings during the meeting, but right now this person is representing as a attendees. Here you can use the cameras and mic. This option is already aware. In the show participant list, you can see the participant who was present in the meeting, and here in the three dot you can download the attendance for the meeting before ending of this class, right? In the show participant list, here is a chat window, so you can do the chit chat with your meeting participant, right? And here in the three dot you have an option to do the recording of this meeting, right? To record this particular meeting, so you can just enable the recording for the meeting. So all this option you can get, and there is an option called sharing screen, right? So if you click on share screen, so it will pop up all the things which you want to share. So one facility called Microsoft Whiteboard is there, so you can share the whiteboard. This is just loading, so you can just share the whiteboard which is available in this sharing window, right? So this way it will work. So you can share the screen, you can share the whiteboard in this meeting window. Again, I'm just loading. So it is taking some time to be loaded. So here you can find out the that particular let's suppose you can see. So here you can just, if you're going to share the meeting, you can just find out the Microsoft Whiteboard. You can click on that whiteboard, right? So Microsoft Whiteboard will be loaded in the meeting, and then you can just do the annotation on that whiteboard. So this is the inbuilt feature which is present during the meeting on the sharing screen. And in previous meeting, Ratnakar sir has explained you about how to use that particular whiteboard directly from the system. So this is the inbuilt options of Microsoft Whiteboard. So that option also you can use in the meeting windows, right? So this way it is just loading some of the annotations, pen and pencil, and then you can use this whiteboard. You can do the annotation. You can collaborate also, means you can allow your student to do the annotation on that. So you can find out these options. Either you want to collaborate or you can just want to edit from your side only. So this way it will work, and click on collaborate. And then this particular whiteboard will be loaded, and then you can use that whiteboard to do the annotation and all this kind of stuff. It will just taking some couple of seconds to be loaded, right? So just wait for some time. Okay, so here, if I click on collaborate on whiteboard, so it is later, and from the deep Saxena window, if I go there, it is just loading. You can see the whiteboard in their window, right? So Deep Saxena is just seeing the whiteboard from their end. The same way here also, you can see the whiteboard is now loaded, so I can use different pen and pencil. I can use text box to just represent the text, right? And in the gear button, you can see some settings called export image. Other participant can edit. All the settings you can just see here, right? So this is the way you can directly work on whiteboard, right? And now what next? So if you want to just stop presenting this whiteboard, you can click on stop presenting. Right. So this is the options you can use in the meeting window, right? Do the recording, use the whiteboard, share the screen, download the attendance. All this thing you can find out this on this meeting window. Right. So this way you can use now. Uh, you if you want to end up this meeting, you can click on end up. Right. So now this meeting will be end up for now. So again from the deep section, and also I can just end up this particular meeting. Click on end up. It will work, right? So this way you can use the meetings during the classes, right? Now the next thing which is coming up about the assignment part, right? So assignment is quite important. So in the assignment, what you can do, you can go to your class, and then in the general channel you can find out assignment options, right? So in the assignment you can click on assignment, and if you are going to create the assignment from the starting, then you can click on create. There will be two type of assignment. One is called choice based questions, which Ratnakarsan explained you yesterday, right? How to create a quiz. And another one is called subjective wise. While in subjective wise, you have to create your question paper in the system, right? And you have to upload that question paper. In quiz based, you have to create a quiz, right? And then you have to you have a Microsoft form. In that you can create the quiz. So first of all, I'm going to explain you about subjective wise. So come to the assignment tab, click on create, and click on assignment, right? So it will going to create a subjective wise assignment. Subjective means you are going to upload a question paper directly from the system, but in quiz based, what is going to happen, you are creating the question in the Microsoft quiz, and you are asking student to respond on that particular form, right? So this is the two difference between this assignment and the quiz. So it is just loading, so I can refresh my Microsoft team. So here, let's suppose I'm going to click on create again, click on assignment. Okay, so now this is a front page which is just coming up. So here you have to mention the title of the assignment. Let's suppose I'm going to click on, let's suppose maths assignment, science assignment, history assignment, or physics assignment, chemistry, whatever title you want to choose, whatever assignment you are going to create. Assignment means homework or test paper you are going to create for the student, right? Let's suppose I'm going to create for history, right? So I can click on history here. Here is the option called add category. Add category means you are imposing a tag in the assignment. Tag is useful in that case if you want to categorize the things. Like suppose you have created history assignment, so and you have also created a science assignment in that class. Now you want to see what kind of history assignment you have created. So you can directly use a category, whatever category you have created. So you can directly fetch out from the category. That's why you have to create a category, right? It's up to you if you want to create or not. Now next part is instruction. So in the instruction, whatever the things you want the student should follow on this test, you can write down here, right? So let's suppose you want to write it down for the students some instruction that don't use this and only submit assignment through copy. You can do the assignment on copy and click an image, or you can do the assignment in your word. So whatever instruction you can write down in that things you want that the student should follow, you can write down. So I can write down, let's suppose upload assignment in time. Otherwise, there there will be no mark, right? This way it will work. Now click on add resource. So add resource means you are asking you to upload the question paper on that particular assignment. So click on add resource. So once you click on add resource, in the bottom you will find out the link called upload from this device. So let's suppose you have created this question paper in your system in the Word file format. Click on upload from this device, and then you have created the assignment in your system. You can just click on that file and click on open, and then just wait for some time until and unless it is uploading. Once it is uploaded, then you can just click on done, right? So your assignment will be uploaded here. Okay, now you can mention the point. So let's suppose this assignment is of or test paper is of 100 marks, so you can mention 100 here. So you can use this point options here, and then you can use to assign to which class. So here assign to means which class you are going to assign this assignment. So by default you have enabled in this class, so you can assign to this class, but you can assign to multiple class. Here you can, if you just click on this text box, so you can see the different class which is available in front of you. So you can assign this assignment to multiple class, right, by selecting the class from here. So this way it will work. Here it's all the student. So all student means, let's suppose you want to assign this assignment to two students from this class, not all students. So you can just click on this student name this way, right? So this assignment will apply to this two student only, not for this two, right? So you can just do this the kind of settings for here. Now what is the due date? So due date is when you want this assignment to be submitted. So you can use either 23, 24, whatever it is. So what is the deadline you are going to do? So let's suppose I want this to be submitted by 28, and what is the time, due time? So after that there will be a late submission will consider, right? So I can mention 4 p.m. So before 4 p.m. I want this assignment to be submitted to me, right? So these are the things you can just write down, mandatory things that you can just follow in the assignment title, upload the question paper, provide the marks, assign to which class, due date, and all this thing you have to follow. Then you can click on assign, right? So once you click on assign, this assignment will be assigned to all the student on this class, right? So what is going to happen? I can go to the other student, and this is my student, right? This is a Deep Saxena is my student, so he can just go to this class, and he can go to the general channel, so he can also receive the notification in the post. You can see post also, student can receive the notification like the study assignment, and he can go to the assignment tab again, and he can find out the details view of the assignment here, right? So he can open this thing, he can just see your instruction and what is the due date, what is the point, and here he can directly open this assignment if they want, or what is going to happen if they don't want to assign this to if they don't want to open this assignment directly here, he can just go three dot and download this assignment, right? So this way it will work. And how to upload the answer sheet on this assignment? Here is an add work column. So it is up to you how you want this assignment. So let's suppose you want, like, a student, most of the student is using mobile phone, right? So you can instruct a student to use to do this assignment, open this assignment, write down the question in their copy, write down the answer in the copy, click an image and click on add work and upload that particular image, right? So click on add work, and then it will ask the same options for the student, upload from this device, and student can upload their work, right? So this way it will either work, or either student can if they are using system or desktop or laptop, they can directly do in the Word file. So it is up to you how you want this assignment. So this way student can upload the work, right? Their work, and then he can upload as many work he can. Again, if they have done they have just distribute the work in different copy, they can just upload one copy and then click on add work again and upload the same work, right? So this kind they can do it. Once they can do the addition before turn in. Once they click on turn in, then this is not allowed to edit the do the addition on the assignment which they have submitted. So once they upload the work, they have to click on turn in. Turn in means they are giving the notification to the teacher that they have completed their work, right? So what is going to happen? You the student have to turn in, right? Once they click on turn in, so I can go to the teacher account again. this is my teacher account. So I just as a faculty, I want to see which student has complete. So I can refresh my Microsoft Teams, right? So once I refresh it, I can see the which has complete the assignment and which has not, right? So now you can see in the history 1 out of 4 has turned in, means one student has completed the assignment. So I can just open this thing and then I can see which student, okay, this student has turned in, so I can open their work, right? And then the same will be open here. Either I can download their work or I can directly see the work here, right? And then I can provide the points to the student, whatever work he has submitted. So I can point accordingly, let's suppose 70, 80, whatever it is, and just provide the feedback called good. Okay, good. It's like this. And then click on return. Okay, so this way I can check. So what student can do from there, and student can move to their system, and then they can go to the grade section to check their marks, whatever marks is getting. So in the history is getting 70 out of 100. So in the grade section he can find out a different assignment mark, right? So this will it will work. Now next thing is about this is about the subjective wise assignment, right? Now next thing I'm talking about the quiz based assignment. So again you have to click on assignment and then you have to click on create, right? And then you can choose quiz. In the quiz what you are going to choose is about this is directly open in the form. So this is my already created quiz. So if you want to create a new quiz, you can click on new quiz so that a front and blank page will open in front of you. So in the quiz, what is going to happen in this form? You can use a choice-based question also, text-based question also, plot-based question also. All the toolbars is present. Let's suppose one toolbar is called, if you click on add new, so one toolbar is called this choice-based. One is called text box. Text box means they can write down the answer in that particular text box, rating-based, date-wise. So all this toolbar is present, so you have to choose accordingly. So here you can mention the title. So let's suppose I can mention test in form, right? So this is the title, and you can upload the image from directly here. If you want to upload some image, so you can directly search the image in this and you can find out that image and you can upload that, right? Other thing is you can directly apply the themes. Here in the right hand side there is a theme option, so you can choose the themes and then you can see how it will look like. And if you want to preview it, you can click on preview and it will look like this way in the computer. In mobile it will look like this way, right? So you can see the preview of your form or test paper, whatever. So this is the form is like a it is giving you things that you can create your test paper in the form, right? So here you can, if I click on add new, so I can choose different toolbars. So I can choose choice based. Let's suppose, so I can write down the question paper here. Let's suppose what is the capital of Germany. Let's suppose this is my question. So I can write down the options called Berlin. And here you can see through automation, it is already giving me some of the options, right? So this is my correct answer. So it is giving me the options to choice, right? So accordingly, you can choose and you can just make these options, right? So here, if I am just choosing two options, you can, if you want to add more option, you can click on all add options. Here you can mention the point. Point means whatever marks you are going to provide to this question. Let's suppose I'm mentioning 5 point, right? And why? Because if I mention the point here, so once the student is going to attempt this question, so it is once I mention the correct answer, so it system will automatically check the answer and provide the points to the student. There is no kind of intervention required from the faculty. So this is the beauty of Microsoft Form, right? So whatever question you are creating, you can mention the point and the correct answers, system will automatically check. Give. But yes, in case of text based, like suppose where a student have to answer the question in a text based manner, so in that manner you have to check the answer. Let's suppose what is photosynthesis. I want the explanation from the student end, so the student can write down their answer. So in that case, you have to check it manually, right? Because there is no way to provide the because this is a theory part, so you have to check whatever student is being written. If it is a long answer like this required long stories, then you can click on long answer, right? And if this question is mandatory, so you can just click on required. So without attempting this question, student is not able to submit the form. Again, I'm clicking on add new. I can choose choice. And here one more option is called math. So where is the math option? So here, if you click on choice, just go below here and click on three dot. And here you can select maths. So you can see, let's suppose I can write down the question called solve for x, right? Solve for x here and enter the equation. So you can get a kind of calculator which is open in front of you. So you can choose, you can just use this calculator to, let's suppose x square minus x, sorry, x square minus x equal to 12, right? I can click on OK. So here, by through system AI, it will also giving me the options. What is the correct option of this question? So I can choose accordingly. So this is the correct answer. So it is also asking me to add that options, right? So you can see how comfortable it is, how easy form to use, right? So you just enter the equations and it is also showing you the options, which option you can use. Otherwise you have to create the options if you are creating this kind of form in your Word or any other platform. So you have to you have to think about what option you are going to give, and you can choose accordingly, right? So this way you can just mention the maths options, right? So if you want to delete the options you don't want, so you can delete the options, right? And again, I'm clicking on three dots. So there is an option called shuffled options. Shuffled means, let's suppose you are distributing this quiz within the class, and you want like every student can get a shuffled option. Shuffled means on this equation, let's suppose solve for x here. Each every student, like suppose A student can get first this option, second this option, third. But B student can get first this option, second this option, and third this option. So this way it will work, right? So student can get a shuffled option in that manner. So I hope this thing will understandable to you. Now I can click on add new. So here is a date based question. So date means, let's suppose history teacher is going to use this form to create a question paper. So he can use date based choice. Why? Because he just want like student can only enter date. There is not other value will be allowed in this particular format. So only date value will allow. So you can use these options, date, right? And other option is called, if you go down, if you click on this navigations, you can find out a different option called file upload. This is something like kind of subjective wise assignments, right? So you can just use this option to upload the file. Let's suppose you write down some question. Let's suppose the question is, what is I can say, what is what topic I can give. If it is related to science, then I can give it, suppose, what is motion, right? So here a student can just upload, you can ask the student to upload the file, right? Or you, if you want, a student can draw something in their, let's suppose you just draw the structure of, let's suppose this is a question, draw the structure of human brain. This is the biology part, right? So you want a student can draw something and they can upload. So let's suppose student can draw the things in their copy and they can upload that files from here, right? So you can just select the file limit here, how many file they can upload. So up to 10 file they can just upload here, right? If you click on again, so you can just see the drop down. So up to 10 file they can upload, and what is the size limit? So up to 1 GB they can upload. So you can just enable that thing, so the student can just draw the picture in their copy. They can click an image and click on upload file, and they can upload the file option. Again, you have to mention the point. You have to mention the points to each question. You can just change the point. Otherwise, it's just taking the default point. Like if you mention 5 on first question, so if you are not going to edit it, then it will taking 5 on each questions, right? So this way it will work. So these questions you can use. Other option is if you click on linked. So this is something you can see in the competitive examination, right? And you can use this kind of option to create a match the following type of questions, right? You can write down the questions and you can write down the statement and write down the options which is being correct for this statement. This option is also you can use in Microsoft Form. So Microsoft Form is quite easy and you can use as many options to create the questions in that, right? So once you're done with the question, you can click on done, right? So now you can see this form will automatically get attached in the assignment, right? Just wait for some time. It is just going to attach in the assignment, and then you don't have to mention the title on this thing because it is directly get attached, right? which is just taking some time to attach. Just refresh it, Microsoft Teams. Okay. Again, I'm clicking on create and I can see if it is being testing form. So it is not directly attached. So I can choose from here and then I can click on next. Now you can see my test form is being attached directly in the assignment, right? And I have to write down the instruction and I have to write down this is the point, and I can just mention the due date, which you already know. It's the same you have to follow. That the only difference is you have previously you have uploaded the question paper from your system, but now you have just created the same thing in Microsoft Form, right? So that's the main difference. So you can just attach and then you can mention the points which is already mentioned here. You can mention the due date and time. So you can just change it and then click on assign. Same way it will work. It is now I log into the uh, uh, student account and I can see if it is there. So again, I can refresh the teams of student and I can see if it is just popping up in the, you can see it is just reflecting in the student assignment page. So student can open this, right? Oh, sorry, this is the faculty page. I can go to the student page here and I can see if this assignment is just reflecting here. So this is the assignment. So student can open it and then they can open the question paper. So here you can see what is the capital of Germany. You can choose this option. And what is the photosynthesis? Let's suppose, so he can write down here anything. I'm just writing on a random basis. What is solve for X? So I can choose these options, right? And draw the structure of human brain. So here, let's suppose I can just choose any of the pictures which is present in my system. So I can use this picture and click on upload. So this picture is being uploaded here. Okay, and click on submit. So once student can submit this form, so whatever question he is attempting, whatever question system can check, they can check and they can provide the mark. So you can see 10 out of 25. Why? Because system only check two questions. One is this one and another is this one, and this manual based question you have to check and then you have to provide the points to the student, right? So what you can do, you can just come up here in your teacher login, right? Just refresh your Microsoft Teams. Okay, and see which student has submitted the form, because in case of form what going to happen, student don't have to turn in, because once they submit the form it is directly once they submit the form, turn in feature will directly enabled. You can see once the student is going to attempt it again, so he will get the message your response is already being submitted, right? So he is not allowed to go with the form again. Okay, now I can come here and I can see now. You can see this is one has submit this question paper. Testing form is the my name of the quiz. So I can just open the deep response on this. So I can see, okay, so he has correct. Choose this option as a correct. So here I can see what is photosynthesis. So he have written something like this. So I can mention the point on manual basis. So I can mention 4 here, and solve for X is good for him, and draw the structure of this. So I can just open directly here, or I can mention the point is suppose 8. Now the total point is 22 out of 25. So I can click on this three dot and I can click on post score. So now there this total marks called 22 out of 25 will be posted on the account. So I can go again, I can open the deep account, I can go to grade and write and I can see. So here you can see 22 out of 25 he is getting in the Microsoft Form. So this way you can use assignment functionality, right? Call subjective wise and call this particular quiz ways. Accordingly, you can use this, right? So these are the two things you have to follow. First is called what we can say download the Teams application. Next is activate the class and if you required any member to be added, you can add that member in the class, right? Use post section and different kind of file section in the class, right? And what we call schedule a meeting by using calendar, right? Use the meeting options, okay, to restrict to provide restrictions on the meeting, and then use assignment, call subjective wise on call quiz based. So all the things will be applicable. You have an you will get this kind of handy book, which is basically for the purpose like you can just open that particular week. All the videos will be uploaded in that particular handbook. So the short videos like how to enable the assignment and how to use the assignment for quiz. All this particular video has been uploaded, so you can follow that particular handy book, right? To just if you have any doubt to like how to use that particular feature. One thing I want to tell you is how to create your own class, because here we have just see how to use the already created class. Let's suppose if any of the if anyone asks you to create your own class, or you want to create your own class for some purpose, so you will get this option in the join or create team in just below your initials, below your name in the right hand side. You can click on create or join team, right? And then you can just click on create team options, create team. Click on create team, right? So here is the 4 options. So your purpose is to create the class, so you can choose these options, right? And then here you have to write down the name of the team, name of the virtual class that you are going to create. So let's suppose you are going to create a class 4th, and what is the code? So what is the naming conventions you have to follow that is already being provided to you by your school. So accordingly you have to follow the naming convention. Let's suppose there is some code before the names and then the class name. So let's suppose this is the class name, class 4th, right? This way. Now next it is asked to add the member on that class. So it is up to you, either you want to add the member right away or after creation of the class. So it is your choice, right? So you can write down the student name here this way and this way, right? If you want to add the faculty here, you can go to the teacher and you can add some faculty on this class, right? And click on add. So now 2 student and 1 faculty I have added, and click on close. So now my class is ready, you can see. If I click on team, so you can see I have previously only 4 class. Now I have created this class. So I can go here. So you can see only general channel I told you. Other channel you have to create your own, but general channel is by default created, right? So here you can see the post, file, class, notebook, assignment, all the feature. And if you want to see the member, you can click on manage team and you can see the member. These are 2 are the owner and these 2 are the student of this class, right? So this way it will work. If you want to add more student, you can click on add member. So this kind of window you will get again. So you can write down the student name, click on add. So you can add the student here, right? So click on close. So this way now there will be 2 members. Okay, so this is about the class. If you want to add bulk student, you can click on get link to teams and copy this link and share with the student, all the student you want to join on this class. So this also I have explained. If you want to add or more channels, you can click on add channels, right? So here, and in the general, there is a post, files, assignment, grade, which we already covered. Now, if you have any doubt related to Microsoft Teams, which we have covered, please write down in the chat box. Me and Kaushik is there to help you out, right, regarding Teams. And we already shared the handy book with you. So you can also follow that books, and right away, if you have any doubt, please write it down in the chat box. Yes, please.
Yes, Pallavi, there are some queries. So first query is that how teachers they will get that recording when they will record their class. How they will record and how from where they will get the recording. So nowadays that recording is getting on chat. So you please explain that.
Okay, so previously I have, I have just record my meeting, so you can see that meeting recording will just shared on the chat automatically. I haven't shared, right? So once you go to the calendar, if you just open any meeting, right? So suppose this is my meeting, right? So if I on the meeting, If I join this particular meeting, join, right? And then click on join now. Okay, so here in the three dot, you can find out the recording. You can click on start recording. So your meeting will be recorded. Okay. So you will see the message here like the recording will started. So once your recording will be started and once you end up your call, you can see you are recording, your meeting will recorded. Once you end up this meeting, you will find the recording in the same, you can see, you can find this recording in the same channels, right? So it will basically share your recording in that particular channel. So you don't have to do anything. You just on the recording and then you have to just once you hang up the class, your recording will automatically shared on this channel. You can see previously recorded and now recorded meeting will share on that channel. So this way you will find the recording.
Okay, next question is how they will download the attendance.
Okay, so attendance is also, I told you, you can just go to the calendar again, right? Join the meeting and this particular meeting, and here in the show participant list you will find the attendance, right? In the show participant, go to the show participant and just click on this three dot and click on download attendance. But only meeting organizer means only teacher of this class can download the attendance, right? Other student or other one have not allowed to download the attendance. So you can download this attendance from here. And as per the new feature of Microsoft Teams, after some time it will just going to be updated in that particular channels, right?
Okay, sorry that I should tell you that you left again. So they are having a question during the meeting. Can they stop to joining the class?
Sorry?
During the meeting, suppose that class has been started, right? So मतलब आधा घंटा class हो गया. Now they want that student should not come in the class. So they stop to enter in the class?
Yes, this is available. You can log the meeting, right? So this options I don't think so in my meeting this present, but in your meeting after some time you will get the log the meeting column. There's a log options available. So once you log this
So
meeting,
you will be getting it, and if you start new meeting, then you will getting.
okay. Yes, I think in the show participant, where is that option, Kaushik? Log the meeting. I don't think so. This is just coming here in this particular.
It is you are using that web version. That's why in the new version it is there. There is a meeting option. Are you getting that meeting option here in this list? Which list you have opened?
There is no meeting option. Manage permission is there.
Okay, so just in the manage permission also it will work. So in the manage permission, you can go to the manage permission, and from here you can just log that who can bypass lobby. You can just make it only me.
No, this is not. He's just asking like if you want any student can join in middle of the meeting. They don't want like the student can join. So you can log the meeting and log meeting facility. I don't think so if it's present in A1 license, but this facility is Microsoft directly use. This is a new feature of Microsoft. During the meeting, you can just apply log so that once you apply the log, there is no other person is allowed to enter it. Either it is allowed everyone or anyone, or if you are you were just clicking on who can bypass the lobby, you can make it everyone. Also this person, if you just apply the log, then this person is not allowed to enter into the meeting. So this facility, I think in our team's environment or maybe in A3 it is allowed, but in A1 I'm not sure about this. So there's a lock missing facility is applicable, and you can find this lock meeting facility in the meetings only.
So quiz option which you have shown to them, that the question is that it's a Google quiz you have just implemented here, or there is a separate forms is there for Microsoft, and how they will access the form?
You can just use form. There is no Google form. You can go to assignment. You can click on create now. This is the account. Sorry. You can go to the assignment. Right. Go to the assignment here. Okay. Click on create, and then you can click on quiz. So it will basically this is not Google form. This is Microsoft form, right? Here you have to click on new quiz. I explain you all these things, right? So here you can write down your quiz. This is called a Microsoft form quiz, and here you can directly create your question paper. Yes, for sure.
Can they go to separately in Microsoft Forms?
I don't understand.
Can I go to access that Microsoft Forms separately rather than going through Teams?
Yeah, you go with that. You have to open the portal called portal.office.com, right? So this is the portal.office.com, right? Here is some issue with my system. So you have to write down the URL called portal.office.com. Again, I'm repeating, and you have to enter the user ID and password into that portal, and then you can just type search called form here, right? So you can open this form and you can create the form directly from here. You can click on new quiz and you can create the form. So it is not required. You can either use assignment features to create the form. You can directly create it by going to portal.office.com.
Can you just write in forms in Hindi?
This is you can answer the question.
Yes, you can. Just but let me just show a site. That site is called bhashaindia.com. There is a site called bhashaindia.com. BHASHA, bhashaindia.com.
This is the site, right?
Bhashaindia.com. You just go to bhashaindia.com. So you are getting that site. Here beside the home there is a download option. Just click that download. And then come to the Indic input 3. There is just scroll down. There is a Indic input 3. Just Indic input 3. And there is a Hindi option, right? So Hindi, anything, any of the, you just check your system configuration under properties of my computer. You will get it is 32-bit or 64-bit. Accordingly, you have to download this Hindi font. It's a very low memory. It takes it's only 11 MB. So you just download this particular application. After doing the application, it will only applicable when you are using Windows 10, right? Without Windows 10 it will not work. And then in that task bar there is a English. It is written that English. Beside that date and time there is a English, but let me just showcase that English one where it is written that beside the date and time on taskbar down corner there is a no that is taskbar. Go to your taskbar and there is a beside that date and time, left side of your date and time taskbar, go down, extreme down, and taskbar right hand side.
Microsoft Teams or in the
no, on your taskbar. This is taskbar. Go to the taskbar.
Okay.
And then there is English. It is written by default. No, just beside left hand side of date and time. On your taskbar, left hand side of date and time, there is English. I think it is written English. What is written just right hand side of battery? What it is written? I'm not getting it properly. Right hand side of battery, English it is written. Here automatically you will be getting Indic input English Hindi. So you just choose that language and type in quiz in Hindi, like mera naam Kaushik. So MERA you type, so automatically it will come mera. So otherwise automatically it will showcase you that how you can write that it's a dictionary kind of thing will come, and the instruction how you can write in that critical word, both the things it will come, so you can just use that particular option, right? So in this way you can type it Hindi, just go to bhashaindia.com, download Indic Input 3, Indic Input 3, any regional language you can download, and in that Windows 10 go to taskbar, and that there is automatically you will get your language, choose that language and type in Teams. You can type it in Teams also, Teams, Forms, anywhere you type that particular language, you type it in Hindi, like in WhatsApp how you type, so like that you just type it, it will go automatically, right? It will work like this way. So there is a question that what is a rubric?
Okay. So rubrics is nothing but it is kind of grading criteria you are going to create for the student. Suppose I am going to click on add rubrics, right? And click on add rubrics. I have to mention the title, like suppose rubrics for English or rubrics for science. Let's suppose. Okay, so what is going to happen? I can write down the grading criteria. Let's suppose if this assignment is of 100 marks, so I can write down 100. The student who is getting 100, he can get excellent automatically. 70, then he can get good. So this way you can in the plus symbol you can add more criteria. And let's suppose if you want to add in a horizontal manner and vertical manner, both way you can add the criteria. Let's suppose the student who is getting 100, he can get A. If the student is getting 70, he can get B. So this kind of criteria you can add in the rubrics, and you can use this rubrics in any of the assignment, right? Either go for history, English, whatever you are going to create, so you can use this rubrics, right? So this is the advantage of creating rubrics. Yes.
Okay. Next question is how we can just showcase that PowerPoint. And in PowerPoint, is there any option to just doing annotation, means inking facility? Is there any inking facility that we can do it? Yes, in just online PowerPoint, or if you just go to any channel, just go to that portal, and in that portal you on that PowerPoint there is a draw option.
Yes, where it is?
Yeah. Go to that portal, that portal.office.com, and open PowerPoint. There is a draw option.
Okay, sure.
You just go to portal.office.com, because
let me try here if it is open.
so this is a good facility. So on that same ID, it will open that portal.office.com, and there is a PowerPoint option. It's an online PowerPoint. In that PowerPoint, we are having a draw option, and that same thing you will get in your Teams also. In Teams also, we are having an option called that any channel. If you just go to the file option, there is a new, and there is a PowerPoint. There also you will be getting an option called just draw.
Just having some issue. Let me try one more time. Yes, draw option is there.
There is a draw option. In that draw option, you just choose the pane, and then just do annotation. It will just work. So anything in the PowerPoint you can just present. You just share your screen, and after that anything you can just share. That any website, any channel, anything you can just do over here. So anything.
Kaushik, you there?
Yes.
Okay.
You just delete it, delete this thing. outside this box, you just draw it. It will be the draw will come like this. So you can just draw your whatever you would like to draw. You can just simply draw over here. And Pallavi, there is a question that how we can use that whiteboard.
Okay, so whiteboard, what you can do, you can go to the calendar, right? Open my own window. Open this meeting again, right?
In the meanwhile, I am just telling one thing. If anyone having any query, there are two regions right now. So one region is Hyderabad. In Hyderabad region, any related thing that how you will change the team name, how you will add new student, and how you will create the ID, please contact JNV Mahe, principal of JNV Mahe, Mr. Ratnakaran. For Hyderabad region, please talk directly to Mr. Ratnakaran on this regards, right? For Chandigarh region, they can just reach out principal and principal can send the mail to that their RO or deputy commissioner of that particular region, so they will take it action, right? So these are the two things you have to follow to get that new ID or anything. Just continuing here, just I am showing you how you can do it, right? What you have to do, there are two way you can just showcase this thing. One is that you can just go to these are the things you can just go to any meeting just on that meeting, just join that meeting, right? What will happen when you will just join this meeting, this particular thing, what will happen, just showcase the meeting. When you will sharing, this particular bar is not coming here, it will come this on this particular place, because I have joined in a web version, that's why it is coming like this. But in a app desktop application, it will come like this. So when you will be sharing, this is the sharing option. When you will be sharing anything, right hand side you will be getting that desktop, basically that you have to choose in the desktop and other application which you are open over here. There in right hand side you will be getting a whiteboard option. So if you have the stylus, so you can just use that whiteboard, and in that whiteboard you can just sharing this whiteboard with all of your students, right? So that is for the maths teacher, science teacher, they can use this whiteboard. Simply you can suppose somebody would like to use that physical whiteboard, you simply on your camera set your board like this in a particular way, and then you just share that camera with the students. There are two options, present whiteboard only you can edit, or that whiteboard will edit with the students, right? Now here, whatever you will write, that will be written over here. Right? So this is the whiteboard, you can do it. So from here in the settings, you can do that a student can edit or not. Student, if you make it off, student cannot edit it. Right? In this way, you can use a whiteboard. Another thing, what you can do is, suppose you are using that Windows 10 system. In Windows 10, there is an application called Whiteboard. This also very powerful whiteboard where you can just put lot of things. You can put that these are the any this is called that PDF also you can put, right? So if I just go to the plus symbol, you can attach PDF, you can attach picture or anything, and then in that annotation part you can go and you can just simply do annotation with the student. You can just make it simplify, what is this is, so all these things can be done, right? So these are very you can do like this way, right? You can change the color and all these things. These two whiteboards are there, right? So this is all for today. For the class notebook, we'll come to that on a different training. So there, that will be a different training will be coming for the class notebook. In a one shot, we'll cover that for all that region in one particular class notebook training. So, okay, thanks for all of you. And we have just completed all the questions mostly. So thanks all. And for the ID, you just please, Hyderabad region, just connect to that principal, Mr. Ratnakaran, JNV Mahe. Or for Chandigarh region, if the principal knows JNB Mahe principal, they can do it, or they can communicate with that regional office. They will just make your IDs and they will circulate to you, right? You can create new teams also. That's not a problem. Everything it is there. You please explore it. Automatically, you can do it by 2-3 days. Right? And this is for all of your information that each and every school and teacher, they have to shift in Microsoft Teams, right? Why? Because of security of our student. So that student security is very much high. And here you have to, there is a question, that question was there in the calendar. Whenever you will just schedule a new meeting, right? New meeting, no need to add student one by one. Instead of that, add channel. In the channel, you will get your class, select the class and select that particular channel, for which channel you would like to. Suppose in ABC class 10, I would like to create a meeting for that, or create an online class for rest and motion. So I have to select like this way. When you will select that, all the student calendar will be blocked. So how student will get it? Student, they will simply come to that calendar. It is available in mobile phone also. Simply come to the calendar, and this kind of class they will be getting. They will simply click and join over here, right? So it's a very simple way. The link sharing is not required. Link is open-ended. In open-ended, that student security is not there and your class is not secure over here. Anyone can join over there, right? So this way you have to just create the classes, and by next week you have to start the classes on Microsoft Teams. Thanks for all of you, and just we are just closing the meeting here. Thank you.